Hello, 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 hello. Here we are again. We're going to continue our. Oh no, what happened? Continue our gameplay. I mean, not really a gameplay. We're just reading. We'll continue our playthrough of Wayfarer. Hopefully this works alright. I'm actually testing out the multi-streaming, the multi-stream thing. Oh no. I hope it works fine. I hope it doesn't break mid thing. Okay, anyway, so I think we should start now. Let's not waste any time. I played this game for like 4 hours already, or three to 4 hours already, and I'm still at the prologue for some reason. But I have my reason. But no, I think it's time we should move on to the prologue and actually play. I mean, learn more. Problem static. The music is so loud. Is that you? Toxic, is that you? Oh, I'd prefer if you know, if you go to my YouTube stream instead of the Twitch stream. Don't like Twitch. I also have. Oh, thank you, thank you. I also have my YouTube chat opened instead of Twitch. You can probably see more of this, the YouTube chat, than the Twitch chat. Though, what I like about Twitch chat is that the delay is not very long. Meanwhile, YouTube delay is so bad. It's like 10 seconds late. So sometimes I can just I respond too late. That's what I meant. So this is our predicament. The last predicament. The last. Yeah. We left off at this predicament. Is what I meant. Completed the prologue in like 10 minutes. You're in chapter 3? What? Like, for real? Or are you just kidding? Well, no spoilers if you already know what's going to happen. I don't want any spoilers. You serious? Okay, so I can't ask for help now. Because you already know what's going to happen. That's what it is. Can't ask for help. I'm on my own. Okay, so I think I can wait. Let me recall what stats we have. I have 1 strength, 2 persuasion, and 1 perception. Should I get more perception? I mean, you can, because I bluntly played like a bull and kept fighting everyone. So you just invested On strength. Huh. Well, uh, if you played the strength route, maybe we can do another route. We don't have agility. Should we say we are fast so we can just gain one agility? I feel like we already have everything except agility. I'll say I'm fast, so I can have one of each stat at least. Perception and persuasion the most important, huh? So, is agility that important in this game or no? Oh, you learned that the hard way, huh? Okay, so I guess I'll. Okay, for the sake of uh, you're fast. Do I have to? I'll say I'm observant to increase my perception. So I have two perception and two persuasion. I already invested it in at the first. I mean, when I chose origin, I had perception and persuasion in mind already. Oh, don't spoil everything. No, no, don't tell me what who to trust or not to trust. No, you're ruining the story for me. Or are you just joking? I hope so. No spoilers, no spoilers. Don't imply anything, please. Because I wanna play this game. I mean, I wanna experience this game in the best way possible. Okay, you're joking. Well, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Okay, let's continue. Curious, Kirina says. Curious indeed. I respect your frankness, Indius. Indius is our last name. A trait too often overlooked. You glance at Aaron. His scowl is as dark as yours. Maybe the strength and agility will play a bigger role at the late game. Maybe. Shut up. He scowl. What scowl? He whispers. Only you can hear him. That's enough, Sabien. Baron says coldly. Baron is the elf lady, right? I'm trying to remember. Who's Sabien? I don't remember. You do not have the right to interrogate Indius, nor is he obligated to answer. I thank you for your assistance in destroying the Fanarl, but we now must part ways. Without waiting for an answer, she sweeps across the clearing and puts an arm around your shoulder, ushering you and Aaron down the path. We left our horses up ahead, she says, pointedly ignoring the mage and his people. Come. You leave the clearing, walking quickly to keep up with Baron's pace. She's taller than you expected. As you walk, you can't help but look over your shoulder. Teru and Senric are saying something heated to Quirinus. You wish you could overhear it. Don't look back, she says. It's better to leave that bastard be. It's dark further up the road. The wind howls through the trees, sweeping more flurries in your direction. The sky is dark with clouds. No more dancing southern lights. No more stars. More snow is on its way. Varen pulls a torch from her belt and lights it. Flames flare, illuminating the path ahead. She glances at you and Aaron. A light is always comforting in the dark, don't you think? She says. You nod silently. You're not sure what to say. Okay, wait. Hold on. Maybe I should put the chat on the screen. Maybe I should. Because I'm restreaming and I think not everyone can see each other, you know? Let me open my restream. Hold on. Second. Hold. Let me see if I can find something here. How can I get the chat? Chat overlay. Chat background opacity. Okay. Let me copy this. And hold on. I'll change this thing. Hope it works. Oops. Looks odd. Can someone try? Oh. Can I change the orientation for this one? Like 900 by 1400. How about that? I can see why it took you 3 hours and still be in the prologue. Well, can't quite see. Hold on. That. My screen is so overcrowded. Can you see your chat here or no? This is I'm just testing this chat overlay. Theme. After 30 seconds, yes. Did it work? Tried changing it, but it's not working. Let me refresh it. Sorry. There. Okay. Can you try chatting? Can't quite see it. My screen is now very overcrowded. Let me see. Does it look like? Okay. It's not very visible. It looks like it's not very visible. Does it have any more settings? Are you a volcano? Cause you, my only one. Okay, here, let me scale it up. Let me see. Refresh. Can you chat again? I changed something. Can you see it now or no? Okay, now the chat is very big. Let me exit my dashboard so it doesn't take too much data. I need all the signal I could get. Okay, let's continue. She glances at you and Aaron. A light is always comforting in the dark, don't you think? She says. You nod silently. You're not sure what to say. Continue. Hold on, my screen went black. I am back. Varin's pale, pointed face is flushed red in the I'm going to make this faster. Let's move on from the prologue, please. Maybe from the exertion, exertion or the cold. Her glossy red gold hair is braided away from her forehead, showing pointed ears marked with small holes. Maybe she wears earrings, but has removed them due to the cold. Her eyes are gold, keen and bright. You have a feeling she's the kind of person who notices everything from a single glance. From the mud on the soles of your feet, of your boots, to a stray hair on the back of your cloak. A scar runs through her left eyebrow and pulls at the corner of her eye. It looks like it's an old injury. It doesn't seem to bother her. A bright light flares behind you, and a loud, deep sound reverberates. Skip the dialogue because everything in the prologue is useless. No, no, I wanna read everything. Heart in your mouth. It reverberates to the wood. Maybe I'll just go here faster if you know that the things in the prologue. I'll just scan through this. Heart in your mouth, you spin around. A hole has appeared in the clearing. A hole that hangs midair, as if sliced out of reality itself. Wait. It is an oval shaped and hinged in a pulsing gold light. Curious people file through, Panarl's corpse levitating alongside them. They disappear one by one into the void, so they teleported. Moments later, the gap collapses inward on itself and disappears. The woods are still. Ugh, Darren mutters. Show off. What was that? Aaron asks. A portal, she explains. Dispersion magic. Uranus is no planeswalker, but he has access to resources that go far beyond the norm, even for mages. He can consistently and accurate teleport large groups without aid. Very useful for his expeditions to remote locations. You don't like him much, Aaron observes. Varen laughs. I suppose I do let it show, don't I? I'm normally a much better actor, but in his case, she shakes her head. Sabian is his first name. Uranus sets my teeth on edge. And yet somehow, you're the only one capable of, how do you put it, settling things diplomatically? Zeros Zero strolls up next to Varen, their hood pulled down around their shoulders and their hands resting on the hilts of their daggers. Now that there is no fight or interrogation, you take a better look at them. They're the tallest of the three Wayfarer masters. They appear to be human, with a rich brown face and a square jaw. Their silver-streaked locks are swept back into a long tail. So Zero is a human with a rich brown face and a square jaw. What is locks? Okay, Google. What is LOCS? No, that's not it. You coming, old man? They call over their shoulder. Cendric traipses into view. His surliness is growing by the minute. Do I dare ask what you were doing away from the spire? Oh, forgive us for doing our jobs and taking on a hunt in your absence, Zero says. Fanarl had been terrorizing Trust and the surrounding area for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. 3 weeks? Cendric clicks his tongue. For a monster on your doorstep? And you call me old? Looks like your age must be getting to you. Zero barks a laugh, lines creasing around their brown eyes. You look for them to Cendric, to Varen, and back again. You've spent enough time to urban areas, populated with people of many ancestries. You know that age is difficult to discern. Even though Zero looks older than Varen and Cendric, they are human and could very well be the youngest of the three. Not that it matters. They're all ancient to you anyway. Varen clears her throat. You are aware we have guests, she says icily. Zero and Cendric exchange looks. Zero shrugs. I don't mind, Aaron says unexpectedly. This is the most I've heard Cendric say in the entire journey. It's nice, kinda. Zero dissolves into laughter. The kind of loud, contagious laugh that holds nothing back. Cendric grumbles, but even he is smiling. Varen grins. I suppose introductions are in order, she says. Though, this is far from how I imagined it. We didn't expect Cendric for another week. Cendric shrugs. By the way, Toxic, are you still there? I have something to ask. Brisa Varen. He continues. Brisa Varen. Smiling graciously, she carries herself with such a refined hair. It's hard to believe someone like her had been coolly firing arrows into a rabid monster not an hour ago. She must have been an aristocrat in another life. Ambassador of the Order. You know Cendric, of course. He has been a master for far longer than Serorai. Alongside his duties as an archivist, YT. I can't see that because I'm not open. I'm okay. Maybe that's an emote. What Can you suggest any games I can play? Like long games that I can play on stream. Most of the games I see on HIO are very short. Like the game I played. Uh, what's the name of that game again? I'm Still Here. That one. I didn't think it was too short. I didn't know it was short, but there it was. Ambassador of the Order. You know Senric, of course. He has been master for far longer than Zero and I. Alongside his duties as archivist, you would do well to listen to him. His advice, though a little rough around the edges, is sound. Compliments, Brisa? Senric snorts. That's unlike you. I do my best. She replies sweetly. Hey, Amali Zero. He continues, gesturing towards them. Though it seems implausible, they are the Grandmaster of the Order. Cedric and I answer to them, and one day you will too. You swallow the lump in your throat and stop in your tracks. Aaron walks into you, the collision nearly knocking him off his feet and into the snow. Hold on, let me process this. No, I can't play that because my internet is not that good. No multiplayer games, I guess. Carries herself with a such a passenger. You know Senric, of course. He has been master for longer. Ay, alongside his duties. Alongside his duties as so Senric is an archivist. I'm confused about this. So Varin is an aristocrat, ambassador. Senric is an archivist. I'm so confused. Meanwhile, Amaliceru is Grandmaster. You slows. Okay, I'm not there yet. Varin raises an eyebrow and fixes him with her collected golden gaze. You're Kellis? She asks. The artificer's foster child? Era nods quickly and looks away, wiping his nose with the back of his hand. She slows her pace, observing him with a strange look. Horses are here, she says abruptly, handing the torch to Zero. Wait here. I will only be a moment. Without further delay, she disappears into the dark, guided by her elven eyesight. You shiver and rub your hands for warmth. Your toes feel numb. You wiggle them back and forth in your boots, hoping to warm them up. Snow is falling. Where am I? Snow is falling. Large, thick flakes that dance on the wind. Impulsively, you stick out your tongue and turn around in a circle, trying to catch one on the tip of your tongue. Zero chuckles. Varin returns, leading two brown horses. Unfortunately, not all of us can ride, she says. We'll have to walk. Take it slow, perhaps take turns riding. We're walking in the snow, okay. I'll walk, Zero interrupts. I'm not about to force an injured man to walk all the way back to the spire. Varin, you take one kid, Senric take the other. You stop spinning and look at the three Wayfarer masters, okay. Should I ride with Varin, ride with Senric, or walk with Zero? Senric is the dwarf. Varin is the elf lady. Zero is the non-binary human. Should I? Should I walk? No, that would be inconvenient. Maybe I'll want to ride with the Senric since he saved us and all. Well, technically, they all saved us. Hmm. Choose Senric. Okay, okay. I'll choose Senric. I want to go with him, you say, pointing at Senric. He stares blankly at you. SCP security breach. What's that? Can you tell me more about that? You sure about that, kid? You walk over to his horse and you put your hands on the saddle. Yeah, he shrugs. You guess that means a yes? You're getting better at understanding Senric's non-verbal replies. With Senric's injured arm hanging limp, Varen helps you mount horse. Senric climbs on awkwardly after you. You're so tired you feel like you're about to fall off into the snow. You squeeze your knees and clutch the horse's mane, trying this desperately to keep yourself upright. It's also a horror game, free on Steam and can be played single player and multiplayer. Oh, let me see. Okay, I can't open Steam right now, but maybe it will update and will slow down my internet. But I'll check that out. Security breach, like Five Nights at Freddy's. You squeeze your knee. No, the horse whinnies, or whatever. It nickers, tossing its head back and forth until you let go. You might not want to do that, kid, Cedric says. She doesn't like people pulling at her mane. The horse snorts. You let go. Sorry, you mumble. You reach forward and gently pat the horse's neck. It flicks and its ears and whinies. I don't know. Yeah, I know, Cedric says. You just have to put up with him until we get to the spire. I promise he won't bite. It nickers and takes off at a trot. Hang on, kid, he says. It might be a little bumpy if you're not used to riding. Bumpier than the cart? You should back. Cedric chuckles. Maybe. You should get some rest. It's been a long night. Continue. You might need information about the creatures in that game. Oh no. I heard that the SCP thing is very big, you know? Like it's a huge thing. Like there's so many monsters and all. And I don't know a single one of monster from the SCP, what do you call it? SCP franchise? SCP community? All I know is that it's all about monsters and I don't know. You know most of them? Ah! Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm not sure if I can play it. That game sounds so scary and complicated, but I will try if I can download it. And if it's free, then why not? I might add that to my schedule. Party is silent as it moves through the woods. The road twists and turns it in its slow climb upwards. You doze head lolling forward, rocked to sleep by the ride. When you wake you wave in and out of consciousness. Henrik is muttering to the horse. Why do you do that? You ask. Your eyes are closed. You think there's a snowflake on your nose. Henrik shrugs. Horses are good listeners, better than people. Okay. You sneeze. Spires not too far away. You rub your nose. You said that 3 days ago, so we don't have the night. We should. I'll play the other sound now since we're no longer at night. We're no longer at night. If we can find it. Where is it? Maybe this one? This one's too loud. I'll just keep it down. Well, it's fine. The spire's a little closer than not too far away. You laugh, but your laughter turns into a sneezing fit. You snuffle and rub your nose more vigorously. What's it like? Ancient. Cedric replies. It's over 1,000 years old. Time may weather it, but it always stands true. We we don't know who built it or why. The original inhabitants were well before the time of the Wayfarers. Maybe they were our precursors. Too many records have been lost or destroyed. Piecing together our history is a battle in and of itself. I've been with the Order for over 2 centuries, and in all that time, I've barely scratched the surface. I think that is the most I've heard you say since I met you. You say. Henrik chuckles. I suppose that's right. I'm not a conversational sort. Sorry about that. It's fine. The two of you fall silent for some time. You're so close to chapter 1. Okay, I'm speedrunning this. The two of you fall silent for a time. You listen to the gentle thump 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 of the horse hooves on the snow. Senrik, you say quietly. How did you find me, eh? How did you know I was there, that I existed at all? Oh, he sighs wearily. We keep records of scraps of information that come our way. Rumors, whispers, sightings, messages, gossip from aristocrats in the cities or markets in the country. We're not like the guild. We don't have magic to help us find those with potential. You mean those without magic? Yeah. He shifts uncomfortably in the saddle. We have to rely on other, slower methods. Many of our leads come from members of our order traveling the world. When we're certain a rumor is true, we send someone to investigate and present the potential recruit with an offer. That's what happened with that's what happened with me. House Indius is well known in many circles outside Vodena. And like most noble families, it has skeletons in its closets. Thanks. Cendric pauses. Sorry, that's not what I meant. It's fine. What I meant to say was, even your family isn't immune to secrets, and secrets are what everyone wants to know. We heard about you a few years ago, the secret child of House Indius. Hidden away from society. Most rumors said you were ill and sickly, but different information reached our ears. We knew you were non-magical, and we knew the lengths your family would go to keep that secret. You chew your lower lip, thinking, I wanted to leave, you say. But what would have happened if I said no? Then I would have left you and not pursued the matter, Senrek replied shortly. We aren't in the business of forcing people here against their will. If we arrive at the spire and you say you want to leave, you can go. Was it really that simple? You have the potential to become something more, he continues. But if it's not what you want, your life is your own. You nod. Are there other Wayfarer masters? Several dozen or so, he replies. They come and go as they please. Wayfarers travel the world in pursuit of work. And while many call the spire home, some stay away for years, decades even. And are there other apprentices? A handful. You and Aaron will be the youngest by far. He leans forward and pats the horse's neck. You're trailing behind Varen, who has trotted on ahead with Aaron. Zero is behind you, bringing up the rear on foot. You have a feeling they're listening in to every word you say. Okay, so I think it was a good idea that we rode with Senric. Unless this still happened even if we rode at Varen's horse. We rode with Varen, but I'd like to think that it is the case. I may have told Sarah and Varen about your actions earlier tonight, Senric says after a moment, while you were dozing off. Oh no, I maintain that you were brave but stupid. Heard that, Toxic? Brave and but stupid? Besides, you didn't listen to me. You did the exact opposite. But you stood your ground. You and Aaron protected yourself. And thankfully, Tero and Varen showed up at the right time. I'd rather not think about what would have happened if they hadn't. Shake your head. Me neither. You did good, kid. No matter what you think, you did good. You nod, shifting uncomfortably in the saddle. Your legs are sore. Sounds like a compliment. You think so? You should rest if you can, he adds. Been a long night. You nod sleepily. Your eyes are already closed. When you wake again, you can hear the adults talking in a low murmur. The horses have slowed, and you aren't jostled as much in the saddle. You wonder if it's a sign you're reaching the end of your journey. This discussion should wait until morning. Varen says, let the children rest. They've been through an ordeal tonight. I'm sure it's been on your mind, Zero interrupts. They will need training. They will need mentors. We three are the only masters without apprentices. Wait. I thought it was all obvious, Henrik says. Zero is Grandmaster. They guide the order. Intius and Kellis. Training will fall to Varen and I. Wait. Let me read this again. I'm sure it's been on your syllabus. They will need training. They will need mentors. We three are the only masters without apprentices. There is Grandmaster. They guide the order. Intius and Kellis training will fall to Varen and I. Okay. So we'll get trained by Varen and Senric. Maybe they reply. I have a responsibility to new apprentices as much as I do to the order. It has been over a decade since I trained an apprentice, and this shows promise. Much promise. I will train him. Are you certain? I won't have his talents. Wither under your tutelage, Senric. Has anyone told you you're a tiresome person, Cyril? Yes, you do. Often. Varen sighs wearily. The Wayfarer masters continue talking, but you're too tired to make out their words. So you're to be a Malicero's apprentice. So I'm gonna be Thero's apprentice. Well, I wanted it to be Senric, but okay. It seems the Wayfarer Masters have decided for you, although your action seems to have impacted their decision. Okay, so we could have had a different master if we didn't choose to be brave but stupid. I think that will mess up our stat. Although your actions seem to have impacted your decision. I wonder who would choose had you have given the choice. Had you been given the choice. You wonder if Aaron will get to choose who instructs him. You're too tired to think clearly. You doze off. You're not sure how much time has passed. When you wake again, but the clouds have cleared and the snow has stopped falling. You jostle up and down as Senric guides his horse up a narrow path. You crest the hill and slow to a stop. We're here. Don't play me cause I'm beautiful. He gives you +1 on all stats. Have you tried the other the other path. Did you also get zero in your playthrough, Toxic? A great stone, how do you read this? Rises up before you. Its slender, barbed towers black against the starry sky. A wall protects the perimeter, and directly above you, before you, I mean, a large arched gate of black iron. Even though it's open, it looks menacing. A gate welcoming you into a dark abyss. I'm lost. You're not sure how much time we make again, but the clouds have cleared and the snow has stopped falling, so we don't have snow anymore. What sound should I play? Okay, I'll just play any song, a classical song. You did? Okay. You're not sure how much time passed when you wake again, but the clouds have cleared and the snow has stopped falling. You jostle up and down as Tendrick guides his horse up a narrow path. You crest the hill and slow to a stop. We're here, Cendric grunts, nudging you to make sure you're awake. A great stone citadel rises up before you, its slender barbed towers black against the starry sky. A wall protects the perimeter, and directly before you, a large arched gate of black iron. Even though it's open, it looks menacing. A gate welcoming you into a dark abyss. Varen crests the hill after you, holding onto Aaron, who is so exhausted he looks like he is ready to fall out of the saddle. You dismount, and your legs feel like jelly. You stumble and reach out, grabbing onto Senric for support. Alright, kid? Senric grunts. You nod. You nod. Just glad to be back on the ground, he chuckles. Yeah, me too. What's Aaron? Oh, Senric. Together, you pass through the gate and enter the courtyard. Zero slams the gate closed with a deep echoing boom. The horse's hooves clatter against the cobblestones as you make your way across. Wait, I think the song is too loud. Then come out the gate. You start up the mountain. In the dark. It blocks out everything. Its towers consuming everything in front of you. You exchange looks with Aaron, who seems as speechless as you. You stand close together, staring up at the citadel, or I don't know how to read that. Now that you're closer, you can see several large stained glass windows lit, the warmth of flickering lanterns, signs of light. The music skull emoji. Signs of wayfarers. Your hands slip into Aaron's, and you squeeze it tight. It was a long road, Cedric says, standing beside you. Huh, kid? As he looks up at the flickering lights in the windows, his surly expression softens. Seems a little less weary, a little less drained. Welcome to the spire. Continue. Prologue complete. Finally, after 5 hours. Or no. Almost 5 hours, maybe. I don't know. Forgot. Maybe 4 hours. In the Hall of the Mountain King would be more suitable for this game because each choice you make leads to disaster. What's the Hall of the Mountain King? What's that? Also, okay. What did we get? Grandmaster Amalicero. Okay. It's the same as you got. It was a debate among apprentices whether it was a gift or a curse to be handpicked for mentorship by the leader of the order themselves. A challenging teacher known for their colorful humor, flashy fighting style, and seemingly invulnerability. Amalicero left you with an uncanny ability to adapt to many situations. +1 to all skill. Is that non-copyrighted or your choices during your turn inspired? Amalicero. We have +1 to all skills. I think prologue complete. Your intuition as a youth have proven your tactical affinities. Though you continue to train without your career as a wayfarer, you excel in certain areas. Okay, we're very balanced. Probably not. So I can't play that on stream, unfortunately. Okay, I'll play, but I don't want to own. I'm playing. I play music from Lud and Schlatt's Musical Emporium, and they only have these songs. I'll let it play out. But it sounds so happy. I think our character is too balanced. Like, too balanced. Doesn't have any mastery for anything. Well, let's continue. Prologue complete. Tattoo 1, tattoo 2 scars. The years since your commit, you have led what some may call an eventful life. You have been attained some tattoos and scars throughout your journey, throughout your adventures. No, we don't want any tattoo because that. We don't want any tattoo. We chose human so we can blend in with the people. If we have a tattoo, we will be very identifiable. We chose any tattoo. People would identify us easily. We want to be as mundane as possible. Oh no! Okay, we can just choose skip the tattoos. Also, we're cool, so we don't have any scars. I mean, we're too good at avoiding getting hurt. So let's choose to have no scars. Choosing a scar helps you? Is that true? Huh? Nah. I think I wanna use my advantage to blend in with the people more. If we have a scar, we would be easily identifiable. And it would hurt my chances of blending in. But if we have no scars, it would look like we don't have any experience whatsoever. Should we? It can intimidate someone, but you already have persuasion, right? Hmm. Okay, since you chose a scar, I will not choose a scar, so you will see how different it is. So being intimidating can be helpful. Hmm. Should I confirm this or no? Go back. Let's confirm. Let's skip. I have no scars. Go. Your time in the Wayfarer's order has brought many changes, and you are no longer the child who arrived at the spire that snowy evening. The order has become more like family to you than the one you left. If you wish, you can choose. You can take Zero's surname as your own. Your original surname will be recorded in the game's history, but it will no longer be used to identify your character. Changing your surname will lock you out of certain story events tied to your origin. However, by adopting Zero's name, you will unlock unique story events related to them. Okay, this is a huge game-changing event. Let's save. Let's save here. Wait, did you say something? Or is that censored? I think. What? You say? What did you say? No, that's just 5 asterisks. Okay, okay. Should I change or no? I wanna change, but do I actually need the story events related to my origin? I don't think so. I feel like we should forget about it and proceed to change our surname. Wayfarer is our family now, so makes sense. Confirm. Prologue, you now have access to journal, inventory, codex, and map from that hamburger menu, game menu. Check them regularly to see updates and track changes as you continue your journey. Journal. Your journal contains all information pertaining to your character's skills and stats. Okay, it's too late. I already chose. We'll just have to accept that. Skill progression is listed here along with any attributes you might obtain throughout your journey. Relationships with companions and factions are also tracked here. Check the story log for summaries of completed chapters, details on your choices and outcomes. Codex. Your codex contains information about characters, locations, history, or lore. You'll be notified when a new codex entry is added. Check back regularly to discover new entries. Map catalog. Begin chapter 1. Save. Proceed. Act 1. Episode 1. Conflict at Rona. 21 years have passed since the cold night. Aeon Zero and Aaron Callis joined the Wayfarers. They are now warriors trained in the ways of their order, accomplished and accredited in their own right. They have changed, and so too has the world. The Arathian Empire spreads its reach even further. The Guild of Mages emerges as the strongest institutional power in the world, with representatives in every political court and the Wayfarer Order. Torn asunder by a devastating loss has grown obsolete. I feel like the song is so out of place. Can you find a better song that would fit the theme of this game? Aeon and Aaron are half a world away in the pirate haven of Rona. Trapped in town with few funds, they scrounge for work, looking for enough crowns to buy passage to new horizons. It's raining. Okay, 12 Celestian. 1252. It's raining. I don't even remember what was that year. This might take you a week. The dialogue are longer in this chapter. Oh no. We might have how many playthroughs of this game? Well, at least there's something we can play every stream if we don't have anything to play, you know. How did you play this game so fast, Toxic? It's raining when you reach the town square. Town square may be a little generous, all things considered. Nestled within the coastal wetlands of Calanta, Rona is a trade port on a good day, and a coastal community at war with nature every other. Clusters of weathered buildings cling precariously to the dots of land. Dots of land that speckle the lagoon. Floating walkways connects the islands, weaving through their way through tangles of overgrown vegetation. The channels between the walkways are dark and filled with debris. The air is thick and stagnant, and the sky are perpetual gray. The appearance of the sun is an abnormality. You read lots of comic. Oh, you read comics? Like Japanese comics, like mangas, or what kinds of comics do you read? The last remnant of the Arathian the last remnant of the Arathian Empire's attempt to settle the land. Rona cuts ties with the Empire a quarter of a century ago. It is an unremarkable dot on the map, often forgotten, untethered to the governance of any nation, once overseen by a magistrate. The true power lies what? True power lies with the 7 rival crime lords who crawled out of the woodwork to fill the void left in the Empire's wake. They are called rather unimaginatively the 7. Wait, I'm lost. We are in Rona, a trade port with islands that are connected by floating walkways. Islands like normal islands, of course. The sky is gray, always gray, and the sun is an abnormality, so it looks very dark there. There are remnants of the Arathian Empire. Rona cut ties with the Empire half a century ago. It's not governed by any nation. The paralyzed 7 rival crime lords Like, it is full of crime lords. They are called the Seven, of course. A haven for pirates and adventurers, marauders, and mercenaries. Rona is the place you go when no other city will take you. Grimacing at the rain, you pull up your hood and enter the square, sitting at the juncture of several major thoroughfares. Rona's town square is a floating platform that stretches between several islands, surrounded on four sides by rickety buildings that tilt inwards on each other. The square is currently home to a plethora of wooden stalls erected for market day. In the center of the platform is an enclosed hole where the boards have been sawed away. Rising from the water below is the upper half of a bronze statue, a remnant of Rona's imperial heritage, depicting the emperor who ruled at the time of Rona's settlement. Hoist, triumphant, triumphant, glorified in his royal armor. Rising from the water below is upper bronze statue, a remnant depicting the emperor who ruled the time of Rona's settlement. Okay. The statue supposedly cracked the platform beneath and fell through the lagoon below. What remains is heavily graffitified and defaced sculpture claimed by several nesting wetland birds. With the rain little more than a light drizzle, the townspeople are hardly deterred from going about their daily business. Though the sizable market day crowd has yet to form, a couple dozen townspeople are already out and about. The cacophony of voices rises as fishmongers, bakers, and merchants peddle their wares. Toxic, if you're still there, what comics do you read? You slip between the stalls, passing. Oh, I forgot to check this. Our journal. How do we go back? And there's an X then. We are Aaron Cero, male human, child of the city, trained by a mother. Light brown, proud, very average. You have no scars, you have no tattoos. You have no recorded beliefs. Okay. Status. You have 4 active. You are full the health. Abilities. Attributes. Factions. We don't know these factions. Companions. The Wayfarers. I can't click on a card. It doesn't say anything. But there are many factions. I mean, stuff. We have no active pack. Okay. Tenets. Establish a faded that equity. Wayfarers with interest in the millennium. Well, all modern wayfarers got tenets. Yes, sir. To protect others, I must. Okay. Storyline. Log. Wait. There are so many episodes. Okay, let's go back. To sleep. Okay. Let's check our inventory. We have 5 Arafian crowns. We have Alasar's sword, a dagger, and a medicinal kit. We have Wayfarer's pendant. Don't have any quests. Don't have any valuables. We have enhanced medical kit and claw trap. We also have. Okay. You don't have this item. You do not have this item. Okay. Let's close that. Don't have those items anyway. Okay, I already checked that. Sleeping to the stalls, passing mothers who clutch the children's hands as they barter for good. Servants representing Rona's wealthiest voice outrage at overpriced luxuries. As you push through the crowd, you keep one hand firmly on your sword hilt and the other at your hip, hovering the leather purse strapped to your belt. Everything you own of value is there: a medicinal kit, a handful of personal letters, a pittance of gold, with a pendant engraved with a Wayfarer sigil. Continue. It's been 6 months since you and Aaron arrived at Rome in Rona. You spent every last crown on your passage here. Hopes that the town, free from the imperial prejudices, would prove to be profitable. You pitched yourself as mercenaries, capable of getting a job, any job, done. It didn't matter if you were clearing out a cellar infested with rats, hunting a dangerous beast, stalking the town's borders, or taking down a local arsonist. If there was a job to be done, you would do it. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. Though Imperial Reservation. You feel like a skeleton. What do you read? What are you talking about? Hold on. Let me open up my stream. There. It's been what are you talking about? I'm lost. Okay, it's been 6 months since you and Aaron arrived at Rona. Okay. Okay, I get what you mean now. You spent every last crown on your passage here. In hopes that the town for your visitors. Okay, I already read that. Okay, I'm so lost in this. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. Though Imperial reservations about wayfarers are mostly absent, the people of Rona view you with unease. Your lack of magic sets you apart, and it is enough to make some people refuse to interact with you. Although, yeah, there's a delay. Huge delay. People don't know when you. Your lack of magic sets you apart, and it is enough to make people refuse to interact with you altogether. With many of Rona's wealthier residents refusing to hire you on principle, you couldn't afford to be particular about the jobs you took or charge a pretty penny. Your contracts were small and ugly at first. The scraps and cast-offs no one else wanted. The offers came from the poor and the desperate. People who had otherwise failed to attract the successful sought after mercenaries who were plentiful around the town. You took them anyway, anything to make a living, and now, half a year later, you are barely scraping by, though you have been quietly building your reputation as someone who always follows through on your work. Well-paying work is scarce. You and Aaron have considered leaving Rona more than once. Unfortunately, not many ship captains allow wayfarers on board, and few who do have dramatically increased the fee out of fear of potential damages. Without enough crowns to pay for passage, you are trapped here. So, when you were approached by your current employer, you could hardly say no. For one, very few refuse the Crimson Count and live to tell the tale. For another, with the crowns from this contract, you can finally leave Rona behind. Pacts are contracts or agreements and form an essential part of your work as a wayfarer. They may be proposed factions, companions, or others. While some pacts must be accepted, others may be rejected outright. You can always choose to fulfill or deny the terms of your pact. However, forging a pact is an act of great importance. Breaking forged breaking a pact may result in unexpected consequences. You can check active, completed, and failed pacts in your journal. Okay. We forged our pact without even knowing. Wait, I accidentally pressed something. I accidentally pressed my notification. Okay, I hope that's fine. Okay. You tug on your hood, pulling it further over your face. You stave off the rain. The Crimson Count. You can almost hear Aaron's sarcastic remark when you first came across the crime lord's name. Bold, terrifying. With that kind of alliteration, I'm shaking in my boots. The Count is perhaps the most powerful man in Rona. As one of the seven, he controls a large portion of the city. You were hired to find a rare artifact stolen from his villa, and in exchange for a large sum of gold, you agreed to find and retrieve it within a week. Every hour your time is precious. You received word this morning the Count wishes to see you tonight and expects his property to be returned to him intact. If you fail to deliver, he will not hesitate to show you the depths of his displeasure. Okay, so our employer or whatever have a rare artifact that was stolen, and we have to find and retrieve it within a week. You received word this morning that something to you tonight. This is the extent of what you know. The artifact is ancient, possibly dating back to before the Astrandium thousands of years ago. It doesn't look like much, little more than a simple copper chalice. The Count refused to tell you its magical properties, which led you to suspect he either doesn't know and is working to find out, or he knows and it is something quite potent and he wishes to keep it a secret. The chalice went missing the night after a gala. Attended by all members of the Seven. And their retinues. How are you supposed to find an adorned chalice in a city swarming with stolen goods? It's a little beyond you. How you are. Despite this, you have. Don't get distracted and just search for the chalice. Or it's. Oh, I can't read it properly because the chat is. That emoji thing is blocking the chat. Or it's game over. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. You've managed to assemble 3 promising leads, and Aaron is currently at the docks questioning informants. Your skin prickles at the nape of your neck. You stop, raising your hand. You scan for the market. Even as the crowd jostles around you, no one paying you any attention. Let me change my thing here. There.
You can check the feeling if someone is watching you.
Someone who isn't here to argue about discounts on fish or imports from Paradise. You turn abruptly, staring across the square, blocking out the discord. Even though the square is filled with nearly 100 people, you spot the one who does belong almost immediately. The stranger stands on the edge. Did a perception check there? Let's check. Where can I find it? I don't know. I don't know. Where can I find that? There. The forged one. Okay. No change there yet. So it's not affected by our stats. We will see the stranger anyway. Hooded and cloaked in black. You are of a slight build and medium height. Though you cannot see their face, they hold themselves with a curious mix of confidence and vigilance. You slip into the crowd, pushing in the opposite direction to most of the meandering townspeople. The hooded figure watches you as you work your way across the square. When you are several feet away, they turn and disappear down an alley. Hey, you shout. Hey, wait! I don't think that works. You move forwards, chasing after the stranger, pushing your way through the crowd. You skid to a stop at the alley's entrance and press a hand against the wall. The alley is dark and unlit, and in the growing rain, it is impossible to see further down. You're about to step forwards when you realize you're missing a familiar weight at your hip. Your pack is missing. Oh no. We lost our pendant and our medical kit. What else? And our 5 crowns. Yikes. By the way, Toxic, you didn't answer my question. You whirl around and stare back into the crowd, searching for any likely cut purses. All thoughts of the mystery figure leave you as you curse your own lack of awareness. You need to retrieve your purse. Not only does it contain all your remaining funds, but it has your medicinal kit. That alone is worth more. What kind of comic do you read? Do you read like mangas or webtoons or anything? Then gold. You spot movement at the edge of the square. A young elf is speeding towards the main thoroughfare. He slows as he exits the square, shoots a furtive look over his shoulder, then stops to examine the leather pouch in his hand. He's young, perhaps 13 or 14, with a shaggy mop of black hair that settles around his shoulders. He's dressed in a shabby tunic and bears all the hallmarks. Marvel, DC, Shonen, and other popular animes. I see. Shonen. Which shonen? Which shonen mangas do you read? Sorry about that. Like so many of the time, he's only trying to survive. He opens the pouch, poking to the contents and pulling them out together. The parchment coins, the familiar pendant. This is your cut purse. I'll save. Uh, I'll delete this and save here. After tailing him for several blocks, you decide it's time to catch up. Agility. We did not invest in our agility. Should we chase him down? Dragon Ball, One Piece, Bleach, Naruto. Like, you actually read the manga? Like the actual manga? Approach him calmly. I read all of them. Oh, that's impressive. Like you read enemy all of them. Wow. I don't think I can do that. Like I can only read like the new ones. And also those like there are certain mangas that I read that I can't really share to anyone else because no one really understands them. Like they are not interested at all. I have a weird taste in stuff. We don't have agility, so let's approach him calmly. However, I did say we're fast. Oh no, I did not say we're fast. So let's approach him calmly since we don't have enough agility yet. Huff, you comment. Wait, one guy saying. Freeze's panic setting in. It looks like it bolt at any moment. What do you want? You slow down several feet away. I think you have something that belongs to me. The boys are in a... I don't know what you're talking about. Promise I'm not here to hurt you or cause you trouble. Continue. You stole something from me. I want it back, that's all. The boy rubs his nose. He glances up and down the street, keeping an eye on passing pedestrians, searching for the best escape route. I didn't steal anything. You sure about that? The boy finally bolts. You leap forwards and grab him by the back of his tunic, pulling him to a stop. You let go, let go, let go. You don't let go. What's the name, kid? What's your name, kid? Luthais. Okay, Luthais. Luthais. You say, why'd you rob me? I didn't, he yells. I was just doing what I was told. His eyes go wide. He slaps a hand over his mouth. So he's not a simple cut purse. But who would tell him to target you? On one hand, it could be nothing. One of Rona's many small-time thugs exploiting children as outplayable targets. Petty theft and muggings are common in Rona. On the other hand, it could be something. You haven't lived the quietest life since your arrival 6 months ago. There are a number of people who could want revenge, petty or not. Why are things often more complicated than they should be? Who told you? You press. The boy chews his lips. 2 fingers came, he mutters, avoiding your eyes. He said he'd give me silver if I got you to Rat Alley. Oh, this is a trap. 2 fingers Kane. You've heard of him. A petty mercenary with a motley gang. 2 Fingers Kane is notable for his reliance on brute force over magic, and the distinct lack of fingers in his right hand. Kane is a small timer. You've never considered much of a threat. So what does he want with you? You turn to the boy. Seems like I have a score to set. How about you give me back my purse and we'll call it square? The dice hangs his head and doesn't answer. You saw for yourself. There's nothing worthwhile in there. Everything's worthwhile to someone. Yeah, and that right here, you point to the pouch, tied his belt, is worthwhile to me and only to me. He exhaled sharply, your frustration starting to get the better of you. You could easily take the pouch back, but you don't want to hurt Luthais in the process. The only thing the kid is guilty of is living in the world that doesn't give a care about him. Let's say. I have persuasion, so I should choose persuasion. Persuasion succeeded. Yay! I'll strike you a deal, Luthice, you say, finally letting go of him. If you give me back my belongings, I'll go to Rat Alley, just like Two Fingers One. Once I deal with him, I'll make sure you get the silver he promised to you. The boy stares at you. Why? Why? You spread your hands. He gave you the dirty work and now he wants to profit from him. I have a problem with that. Okay, we're back. The items are back, I think. Luthice unties your pouch from his belt. Fine, he says, tossing to you. But I want to come with you. Absolutely not. I don't care what you think. The rain, which has turned from a light drizzle to a steady downpour, has plastered Luthice's dark hair across his forehead. He looks cold and miserable, as pathetic as any street urchin caught outside in the rain could be. But behind those bright eyes, a deep anger burns. Maybe he has a score to settle with Two Fingers, or maybe there's something else going on. You don't know, and you certainly don't have the time to find out. Besides, you have a feeling arguing with Luthice is a lost cause. Okay, I think we can bring Luthice with us. As much people as possible. I don't want to keep saving. Tell Luthice he can come with you. Go, nothing for it. You certainly didn't wake up this morning expecting a street urchin to attach himself to you, but here you are. Fine, you say. You can come with me, but Luthice, he looks at you eagerly. Promise me that you won't get in the way, and if they come after you, you get out. Luthice nods. He shivers in his soaked tunic. This rain is is doing him no favors. Oh no, I think I have made a bad choice. We are trying to get the artifact as fast as possible, and getting Luthice might be a hindrance to us. Oops. Luthice nods. He shivers in his soaked tunic. This rain is doing him no favors. Should we give him our cloak? Should we be more empathetic or no? Will the cloak even... Okay, let's be nice. Here, take it. He stares at you and does not reach for the cloak. You're cold, you say. Take it. Dice so cautiously takes the cloak from you and wraps it around his shoulders. It's too long on him and drags on the ground, but it's better than watching him slowly freeze in the rain. What's your name? He asks quietly. Aeon. Thank you, Aeon. Luthice murmurs, once again hanging his head and doing his best to avoid your eye. You shake your head. Alright, let's go. You wind your way through the streets, Luthice keeping pace at your side. The boy has all but disappeared into your cloak, pulling up the hood and shrinking into the heavy wool. Finally, you've had enough. What is it? You ask sharply. I hope you're not thinking of robbing me again. Luthice flinches. No, good to hear. It's just you... He stops short. You're weird. Huh? Not what you were expecting. There's worse things to be, you say and keep walking. Luthice hurries to keep up with you. You don't seem like other mercenaries. Probably because I'm not a mercenary, you pause. Not exactly anyway. Then what? You wonder how much Luthice, a street urchin, stranded in a forgotten port city, far away from the political machinations of the Empire and its allies, knows of the Wayfarers, what you're capable of and why you are feared. We need persuasion to lie. You replay the game and caught up to me. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm enjoying the game, okay? By the way, okay. Should I lie or should I tell the truth? We've been nice to him. He wouldn't betray me, right? He wouldn't betray me. I hope so, or I'm just being naive. I'm always so naive. I should tell him I'm a wayfarer. That seems to be the obvious choice. Why would I lie? What's the reason for lying? Tell me why. What even is the reason? By the way, it's raining, right? So I should just play rain sounds. No copyright. Rain sound. Creative Commons, okay. There. Should I lie or should I tell the truth? I should tell the truth, right? I have enough persuasion, I think, to tell a lie, but well, if we if it fails, we're going to have to admit to it. You want the truth, huh? Say, I'm a wayfarer. The eyes blanches. I heard all wayfarers are evil. Some can be, you say, but not because they're wayfarers, because they're people, and some people do terrible things. You kill mages. Sometimes. Are you going to kill me? You frown. Of course not. Where'd you get that idea? Matthias hangs his head. I don't know. Wayfarers aren't. You aren't supposed to trust them. You don't know. You don't have magic. Something in your gut clenches. There was a time when your order was highly guarded and respected. When your people were praised for their unusual abilities. Wayfarers were sought out as a solution for problems magic cannot fix. How quickly times change. Would I be having this conversation with you if I thought you were a monster? Matthias shakes his head. No. I'm just a man, Matthias, you say. An ordinary human who just happens to be immune to magic. That's all. Matthias eyes you. Is it true you have a fancy sword? You put a hand on your sword. Well, I don't know about fancy. Can I see? You struggle to hold back a smile. Alright. You draw your sword. Even in the great afternoon light. You wat you watered blade. The water blade gleams a brilliant white. Alasar steel, the only metal known to bear anti-magic properties. You remember asking Seraph why Alasar shines so bright, and how disappointed you were with their response. They didn't know the secrets of Alasar steel were lost centuries ago. Lucius can barely contain his glee. Where did you get it? My mentor gave it to me when I was inducted to the order. There are only few weapons of this kind left in the world. Matthias' eyes whiten. He stares hungrily at the blade. Don't even think about stealing it, you say. Matthias grins. Is daydreaming allowed? You laugh and sheath the blade. No. Matthias shrugs with asking. Come on, you say. We're almost there. Take a sharp turn down an alley and find a tight gap between two buildings. Reaching the gap, you press a hand against the wall and poke your head into it. The gap is free of debris. You should be able to fit. There is a misty light at the end, but you can't see if anyone is there. Right, you say, pulling back. Rat alley is up ahead. Are you sure you want to come with me? Matthias nods. He mumbles something to the depths from the cloak. What? He pulls the hood down, scrunching up his face as it is pelted by rain. Yeah, I already said so. Why'd you keep asking? It could be dangerous. He rolls his eyes. So, he says, pushing past you and squeezing into the gap and shuffling along. You groan and follow him. The walls press against your body. As you scrape against the rock-hewn surfaces ahead, Matthias pulls free from the gap. You shuffle faster, trying to catch up. The gap spills you out a square sunk a level below the rest of the walkways. The platforms here are rotten and soggy. Broken planks are dotted throughout the square, and water surges up from the swamp beneath. A massive moss-covered tree grows in the center, its low-hanging branches creeping towards the building that surround it. About half a dozen people are clustered around the tree, muscular, tattooed, and dressed in nondescript clothes of varying states of distress. They are heavily armed. Their leader, identified by the green kerchief, kerchief around his neck, is a short, gaunt man. He leans against the tree, watching his underlings argue through narrowed eyes. Matthias stops short. You catch up and put a hand on his shoulder. Two fingers cane, I take it, you say. Matthias nods. Kane pushes himself away from the tree and walks slowly across the square. Looks like we've got visitors, he drawls. A human woman with scraggly brown hair laughs and unsheathes her cutlass. Kane nods at Matthias. Found our man, I see. Good lad. Matthias looks at the ground. Kane withdraws a coin and flips it in the air. Want it? It's yours, boy. You earned it. Matthias glances at you. He pauses, torn between you and Kane. Then he breaks away and bolts across the alley. I'm sorry, he shouts. He dives forward and snatches the coin from Kane. Without so much as a look back, he bolts across the square and disappears into a gap between buildings. Tell Maria I said hi, yeah? Kane shouts as he disappears. You watch Matthias go and exhale a weary sigh. His actions aren't surprising, but you can't help but feel a touch disappointed in him, if that even is the right word. Kane turns to you, flexing a hand. The grimy flesh is a torn and haggard mess of scars. He is missing all but his index and middle fingers. Now he drawls to business. You rest your hand on your sword hilt and watch the band of thugs warily. If you're going to masquerade as a businessman, Kane, you ought to consider a better venue. More atmosphere, less swamp. Kane sneers. Pretty cocky for someone who's outnumbered. Outnumbered, yes. Outmatched, no. The human woman leaps forward. Watch your mouth. Kane grabs her shoulder and pushes her back. Back in line, Mira. I'm the one talking to the pretty little bastard. Who's Kane again? Oh. Kane. Okay, two fingers Kane. The two fingers guy is Kane. Now we're saving. Then talk. Kane and his son stare at you. You shrug. You spent all this effort to get me here. What do you want? Your right pain. In the back. Daryl, Kane's nods. Yes, thank you. I love a shiny endorsement. Kane bristles. Shut up. Behind him, Mira nods to Kane's lackeys, silently giving orders. You remain still, hand resting on your sword hilt, as you carefully watch the thugs spread out across Rat Alley, circling you, two men, one woman, plus Kane and Mira. 5. Not good. Despite your early bravado, Kane is right. You are desperately outnumbered. Okay, so our strength, not sure about this. Okay, it's already saved, so I don't need to save. We stall for time. We have one, at least one strength advantage from our default stats. 2 if we add our master's edition. Okay, I'll stall for time. Are you sure you want to go after someone employed by the count? You say as you scan the square, searching for an exit. You can't go back the way you came. Kane plugs block the way. You wouldn't upset him if I were you. Kane snorts. You think the Count can protect you, even if you escape, which I doubt you will. He'll betray you in an instant. Good thing I don't trust the Count. Continue. To reach the gap Matthias disappeared to, you would have to run right by Kane. Since you are so hell-bent on killing me, you might as well tell me why. Call it a favor for the condemned. Kane sneers. You think you deserve that much, Wayfarer? Ah, so that's the problem. Very original. Is that what it is? You continue as you glance inconspicuously upwards. Some strange attempt at proving your worth by taking me out? The walls are slick with slime and muck. You doubt you would be able to scale them, but the tree's upper branches curve out across the rooftops. If you climb the tree, you would reach the top of the buildings and trip over the roofs. As far as you can tell, Kane's thugs have a preference for cutlasses and daggers over bows, but climbing the tree without them pulling you down could prove to be challenging. Kane spits on the ground. You deserve it, worthless scum. And after we take you out, we'll take out the other one. You snort the laughter with that split. Oh no, agility! I think you made the wrong choice. Yeah, you say smirking. Good luck with that. I mean, that's sincerely, of course. You'll need to think it if you need the likes of you can even touch. Enough talk, Princess. Rise, take the bloody bastard out. You die? No. You dive forward, swerving around the rear injured. We should have went the strength route. We had the strength, of course, since we got the one strength from our previous choices, and we also have another strength from our training with our master. I already forgot the name. Step forward, swerving around Mira and Kane, and bolt for the tree. Kane curses and spins, reaching out to grab you, but you're too fast. You reach the tree and dart around to the other side of the trunk, grabbing the lower branches. You pull yourself up. The branches are slippery in the rain. You're halfway up when you lose your grip and fall. You hit the ground hard, and your breath is knocked out from your lungs. You struggle to your feet, pushing yourself backwards as Kane appears before you, blade in hand. He lunges, striking at you. You leap backwards, but you're not fast enough. His blade slices your shoulder. Pain flares from the wound. Kane follows up with a vicious kick to your leg, and you stumble forward, crashing back onto the ground. You lie face first on the rotten planks. Everything smells like swamp and unwashed body odor. A foot kicks your side, you grunt in pain. Maybe you're not so smart after all, Kane sneers. Taran, take his sword. The lady will get what she wants, and I don't want getting messy. Just your luck. Now you know who Kane works for. The lady, or rather, the Viridian lady, is one of the seven, and the Count's tough-styled something. The afternoon downpour continues, and rain pelts your back. Your shoulder seats with pain. You hurt, but you can still play this to your advantage. You remain still. Footsteps squish against the rotten planks as Taran approaches. You slide a hand beneath you, wrapping your fingers around the hilt of your dagger. You wait. Taran kneels beside your prone body. You roll over quickly, jab upwards with your dagger. The blade cuts deep into Taran's stomach. You pull up away and get to your feet, watching as the large man grunts in pain. Fall sideways, hands pressed against the wound, blood blossoms across his tunic. You sheath your dagger and draw your sword. The silver-white Alasar steel gleaming in the rain. You glance over the four remaining thugs. This isn't going to be easy. Taran. Mira launches herself forward, but Kane grabs her arm and pulls her to us. You bastard, she shrieks. I'll kill you. Mira. Cain begins. Mira spits in his face and raises a hand. Her spell cracks through the red alley, ripping through the pools of the swamp water on the ground as it surges towards you. You feel an invisible force rush over you, but it has no effect. The spell smashes to the wall behind you, littering the ground with broken chips of stone and mortar. Mira drops to her knees, winded. Cain pulls her back. What did I tell you? We shall never use magic on a wayfarer. We don't have to fight Cain, Nicole. You can walk away from this. Cain glares at you, eyes dark and angry. Don't patronize me. He lunges at you. You grit your teeth and fall into a defensive stat. Sword you raise. Cain strikes at you, but you parry and throw him back. Why are you fighting? He grunts. Look around, Zero. There's no way out for you. Your blade clashes against Cain's. Out of the corner of your eye, you see the glint of a throwing dagger. You grunt and push Cain back, throwing yourself out of the way. The dagger hits the ground with a soft thump. A laugh comes at you unbidden, and you lock eyes with Cain once again. You sure about that? Cain steps back, pushing stringy hair out of his eyes with the back of his hand. Corvin, Mira, recovered from her spell. Mira draws her cutlass and dives at you. You step backwards, dodging her blow. Corvin charges at you from the other side, barreling into you and knocking you to the ground. You land sharply on the ground, a violent shudder rolling up your spine from the impact. Your body aching from the fall, you let go of your sword. Corvin's sword glints above you. Wang. An arrow sprouts in Corvin's chest. He gasps, startled, dropping his weapon as he falls to his knees and topples into the ground, blood pooling across his tunic. Cain howls in rage. Spinning about the square as he looks to the rooftops to the mystery archer. Rattled, you push yourself up and look up. You spot a figure in a familiar brown cloak lurking on the edge of the nearest roof. Bow in hand, his hood is down, and the rain has plastered his tousled sandy brown hair across his forehead. Okay, this is Aaron. Sandy brown hair, I remember that. A thin scar runs through his left eye, cutting down his cheek. His tunic has had its sleeves removed, showing his arms corded with muscle. A tattoo wraps his upper left arm, three thin black lines against his tanned skin. Aaron thought so. Nice of you to show up, Nicole. What can I say? I have good timing, Aaron replies, knocking another arrow. Bryce unsheathes another dagger and raises it, preparing to throw. I wouldn't if I were you, Aaron calls, showing his bow. I've got the high ground. I've got the high ground. Bryce lowers her dagger. She glances at Mira. Cain. Cain shakes his head. You can't be suggesting... Taran and Corvin are dead, Mira shouts. Enough is enough. We can't let this bounty go. We can, Mira stresses. We should. Let's go, Bryce. Mira heads for the nearest passageway, refusing to look at Cain. After a moment, Bryce follows. You can't be... Cain stutters. Mira, Bryce, get back here, get back here. You pick up your sword and walk towards Cain. Cain stepped away. You go too far, Zero. That's hard to believe, you say, continuing your steady march towards him, considering you're the one who attacked me. Look, every week I deal with people like you. You back Cain into a tree. He flinches, looking to and fro for a way out, and always returns to staring at Aaron on the rooftop. Listen, Cero, if you kill me, the lady will not care. You interrupt. How many mindless mercs like you are in her employ? This isn't her problem, it's yours. Cain's eyes widen in fear. You wouldn't... Aaron's already killed two of your lackeys, he interrupted. Don't you think it's a problem for me if I kill you now too? The lady, you can't hide behind her cane. She doesn't care about you. After all, you're nothing more than a foolish brute. You raise your sword. Make a choice. Execute or spare. A skill. You slash your sword across Kane's throat. Blood splatters across his tunic, and he crumples, his body hitting the ground with with a dull thud. You sigh wearily and clean your blade, sliding it back into your sheath. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot Aaron sitting at the edge of the closest roof, dangling his feet off the edge. You raise your head, shielding your eyes from the falling rain with a hand. Thanks for the assist. Of course, Aaron chuckles. It's always easier when you have the high ground. Okay, you. Aaron glances at Kane's dead body. Bit of a bold call, don't you think? You shrug. If it wasn't Kane, it would be someone else. What's done is done. I foresee no issue with this. None whatsoever. You mimic. And you are a... It's a bad look on you. Try me. You sigh heavily, letting him believe would come back to haunt us. You say so. I suppose we'll never know. Aaron gets to his feet. Give me a moment, I'll find a way down. You nod. Aaron slings his bow across his back and circles the rooftop, searching for a wall with a decent foothold. Finding none, he weaves his way to the tree, climbs down to the branches. He jumps into the square and makes his way across to you. Aaron Kellis. You've known each other for years. A lifetime, really. You entered the Spire at around the same age and trained together as youths. Though you had different masters, nothing would stop you from spending as much of your time together as possible. You were very nearly inseparable. You remember the days you spent exploring, testing boundaries, and generally running amok. A volley, a volley of inadvertent scrapes, bruises, and close calls befell you in those days. But you could always rely on each other to get one another back on your feet. After your inauguration, you went your separate ways. You and Aaron crossed paths ever so often. Sometimes when you returned to the Spire to report to Grandmaster Cyril, other times when you encountered each other abroad and seemed apt to work a contract or two. Regardless, you always parted ways at the end. All of that changed 5 years ago. We were halfway across the continent when it happened. You had received a word from Grandmaster Cyril summoning all Wayfarers to an unprecedented summit at the Spire, caught in the midst of the Bestran Civil War. You received your letter with barely enough time to make it out of the century. By the time you reached the border, it was too late. So there was a war. The Spire had fallen in a single night. Oh no. The summit was attacked, the gathered Wayfarers slain, and the citadel reduced to a scorched, blackened ruin. Militia from nearby Trost, fueled by Arathian propaganda and their own fears and suspicions, instigated the assault. Their rampage brought to the Wayfarer Order to its knees, decimating its sole remaining anchor. Without the Spire, the Order was cast adrift. A handful of warriors with nowhere to go and no one to answer to. Communication between survivors unreliable at best and impossible at worst. It was sheer luck that Brisavarin letter reached you, informing you of the Spire's fall and warning you to not to return. She suspected someone in the Arathian Empire may have pulled the militia string and traveled to the imperial capital to investigate. You have not heard from her since. The first year was the hardest. You were alone, scraping and clawing away at a living, following rumor after rumor of wayfarers on the road. all ended in dead ends and false reports. By the end of the second, you had but given up hope of finding another survivor. By the third, and with no further word from Baron, you accepted you were alone and gave up your search. You fashioned yourself as a mercenary and traveled the continent, never staying in the same place for long. Rural villages and towns would still pitch in for your services if you happened to pass by, but many major cities rejected you outright. It was by chance that you encountered Aaron in Garth, a tiny dusty village on the road from Ocean to the coast. Chance that you stopped to deal with the Sandria raid, wreaking havoc on the local area, and chance Aaron was tracking the same one. You traveled together ever since. In the past, you and Aaron have trekked across Resania, going wherever the work has taken you. You have watched each other's back, keeping each other alive through thick and thin, bounded together, bonded together by your shared history and shared loss. So what? Friendship has way different questions. Friendship sometimes you're not sure change. You're good friends. I'm sorry about that. I sneezed. Your friendship as natural as breathing. At this point, you trust Aaron more than you trust yourself. You are friends and you are partners. You can't imagine it. Oh no, we have a bot. Our Twitch chat. Let's ban that guy. Let me see. Uh, ban. How do I ban this guy? Ban. How do I ban this? How do I ban? I don't know how to ban people here. But there it is. Okay, now we're fine. Don't trust the link or whatever it said earlier. I don't know. Very untrustworthy. Bye, I'll be back. And we're back. Hello? Hello? Okay, so what should we choose here? I feel like, how close are we? How close am I with Aaron? Wait, how long have we been streaming? 2 hours. Hmm. I think what should I choose? I think it should be fine to stop right here. I don't know.
7-5 yung halftime.
Oops, sorry about that. I think that's it for today. I'll see you all next time. Bye. Thank you.